It's really important to get to know where your food comes from. I mean, I think that's the most important thing is if you're buying stuff from California or wherever, you don't know how it's grown. You don't know the people that grow it. You don't know what goes into it. If you meet the farmers at a farmer's market, you're talking to the people that are growing the product, and they're proud of what they do. I mean, I'm proud of what I do, because I think we do, something good for everybody, as well as sustaining the people that I employ. But I'm proud to talk about what Novel Greens, for example, gives you as far as nutritional value and its health benefits to you.
It helps our economy in Hawaii.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the farmers markets have been, I think, helped definitely sustain a lot of these farmers, especially in these hard times right now. It's really, everybody's not going out to eat as much and things like that, so they're cooking at home. So at least they're cooking with vegetables that are fresh and from Hawaii.
You said a keyword, sustain, and the buzzword these days is sustainability.
Correct.
So how does that help Hawaii's sustainability?
Well, I think, okay, if you buy from a local farmer, for example, at a farmer's market, what you're doing is that farmer isn't spending that money in California, or, well, they might be spending it in Vegas. I don't know nowadays, right? but generally, the money is recirculated within our community, and it helps support other businesses that that farmer is spending money to buy their supplies, or food for their family, or pay their employees that are circulating money within our community. I think that's one of the main purposes of sustainability, is to support each other and help each other within our community.
Sometimes it is cheaper to buy from the mainland, and there's sometimes we have to buy items from the mainland, like petroleum or gasoline.
Correct. But yeah, I mean, I think it's unavoidable that we do have to have some support from the mainland. But when you look at things that we don't like to think about, for example, if we ever had a dock strike again, and we're hit with 2 months without anything coming in by boat, for example, then we look at our food supply, and if the farmers aren't around at that point, then you're not going to have anything, and you're going to have a lot of problems, to me. So if we sustain our farmers now and make sure that they're around at those times, it's important to, I think, our society in the long run.
I think we're very vulnerable, and although we could always eat out of cans, our fresh food sustainability is just a matter of days.
Correct. And I think it's something that is being looked at very heavily now, especially by the legislators like yourself, which, thank you, because I think it's crucial in the long run to grow our agriculture industry. It supports, to me, our tourism industry.
It does.
By supplying the vegetables and things like that. But not only that, but the greenery that you see out there. Without agriculture, we don't have the green fauna that we have.
When you say agriculture, you also mean floriculture?
Floriculture, sure. I mean, it's a major part, and people should ask where the flowers that they're buying their leis, for example, are from, because we do have a lot of imports, and I think it's become unavoidable, and it's really put a lot of our growers out of business. But to understand these things, I think is really important going forward for our communities.
So the buzzword is to buy local.
Buy local, definitely.
To increase our sustainability.
Yes.
Well, you're president of the Farm Bureau, and you do an awful lot of testifying and speaking, and you're a very important community leader. We see you all over the place. But farming is really difficult, and there's all sorts of issues that I hear about, like land and water and transportation. So would you like to elaborate on any of these?
Yeah, we passed the Important Ag Lands Bill Act 183 in 2006. And, you know, the thing is since 1980, since the Con, there was a provision in the Constitution put in to preserve, protect, and support agriculture. And for, what, 26 years after that, there was never any thought of our future in preserving our agricultural land so that we can grow agriculture and protect agriculture. So, you know, it wasn't a perfect bill. I'm the first to admit it, but it was a bill. It was a start, and now at least there's a lot of talk about that we need to keep agricultural lands for productive agriculture, not just for open space. I'm talking about we need to have farmers that are viable, that can make a living off of farming, so that we can sustain the land in the future. And of course, one of the keys for agriculture is water. And you know, no matter what people say, water is key to agriculture, and we do have to sometimes fight for it with other entities. And you know, I'm of the firm belief that we don't have a choice right now as far as water is concerned. That you know, if it goes to court and it's for environmental reasons or cultural reasons, they win hands down. There's no discussion, because there's been decisions that have been on their side before, which is fine maybe in the past. But going forward, I think we have to have discussions of whether people want agriculture there, because every time you take away any type of growing of agriculture, what happens to food prices is they go up. So, you know, that's all I'm saying is not that I believe that agriculture should have a preference, but I do feel that there has to be a discussion about it of, okay, here's the choices, and at least let the people decide what they want for their sustainability in the future.
Water costs have been quite high also, have they not?
Yes, and you know, I still, you know, and I may get chastised for this, but you know, I really believe the fight is not about the cost of water. In our world going forward, it's about getting the water, because you know, if you look at the water plans nowadays and on each island, and before, all our sustainable water was just done through studies of the aquifers, right? Which means water that, you know, agriculture all of these years watered thousands of acres of sugarcane and pineapple. So all that water percolated down, taking 25 years to get down to the aquifer, and then it's recycled up for our fresh water, right? Well, in today's world, if you look at all the water plans on the islands, they're taking groundwater into account as potable water. So in other words, rainwater now, because we don't have enough aquifers. So if we're doing that now, what are we going to be doing 30 years from now or 50 years from now, as far as water for our people, for agriculture, for cultural reasons, for environment, you know,
or staying alive.
You know. So it's a concern that I think that people are not aware of. And I think people have to start looking at these things and making the hard decisions. And that's why we have people like you that, you know, I admire, because you guys have a hard job.
Well, the words sustainability really makes more sense.